All right, says we're live, so we're live. It's true. Hi, everyone. My name is Tana Olivas. I am one of the CEOs and founders of She Rises Studios, and I'm here today with the amazing Alicia Marcos Barong from Chatter Girls, and we are going to talk to you about how to maintain positive self-talk and affirmations when things are rough, but also when things are good. We actually are kicking off a series. This is just an intro to a series. And you're going to see Miss Alicia and myself every single Friday in our She Rises Studios community group on our YouTube channel. And that is going to be every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we are going to talk to you about all different kinds of things. But the moral of the story is the chatter in our minds. So without further ado, Alicia, tell us what's going on today.
Well, today we're going to talk about what's in our minds and how do we let go of it? Because, you get up in the morning and you start off and you go, oh, this is going to be a great day. And by 10 o'clock and you've had your second cup of coffee, you're going, maybe it's not going to be a great day because this and this and this happened. So ultimately, we want to make that movement. We want to move past that. We want to move past that negative chatter. So one of the things I really believe in is affirmations, but I also believe in journaling. And so I think that, and goal setting. So I really think that journaling before going to bed, to let go of the thoughts that came in that day and the things that you didn't finish, but you don't want to finish them in your sleep state. Okay. And then the next morning when you get up, to really do some ways of affirmations. Like I have affirmations that we use with the girls and we use with moms, ways to affirm us. So pick a thought for your day. A thought could be something like, choosing to care about others over self when I believe that that's what's needed makes me a special person. So if you think about the fact that you are a special person for that day, and so no matter what comes in, special person holds on to you. It keeps you going. It reminds you that this is part of life. We go down roads and no road is completely without bumps, and so I really do believe that ending your day, let it go. Starting your day, a new thought.
So basically, not bringing in yesterday's issues into today's. It's like before you lay your head to rest, I'm an avid journaler. And that's where a lot of like my book inspiration, my writing inspiration comes from. It's kind of like you're cleansing your mind and you're getting rid of all that negative, whether it's something or someone just, that has kind of rattled your cage, so to speak, or a lot of us, especially women, we tend to talk very negatively to ourselves and about ourselves. Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is journaling and getting all that yucky stuff out before you go to sleep so that you're not taking it into the time that you're supposed to be resting and rejuvenating.
Yeah, and I do think that bedtime is a really important part. And if you find yourself in a situation where you continue to have that, no matter what, you have a heaviness, and my biggest suggestion is go to the bed at the same time. And that's an important one. We do it with our children, but we don't do it with ourselves. And turn all electronics off. And if you need a sound machine or you need quiet music or whatever, when you walk through that bedroom door, it's time for sleep. And we have to shut the chatter off, because I have women and kids, well, I woke up at 2 o'clock and I never went back to sleep because blah, 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 blah. And I always say, okay, then at 2 o'clock, you better start journaling because you're holding on to something and you're ruining your next day. We can't always fix everything. And dreaming, in my belief, is giving a lot of times giving us answers. Well, if you have your mind cluttered, how are you going to dream? How are you going to bring in new thoughts? I very much, when I was writing Chattergirls, I very much got up every morning and wrote what was in my mind because I would dream about what it was going to look like for quite a long time. So if you have something that's really special, you've got to clear your mind out of, okay, I didn't make this call or I didn't do this or whatever, because the next day you want to start it with fresh thoughts. And you also want to allow your mind to go into a REM state and dream all those new ideas. They're so valuable.
I love that. I think for especially, and mind you, I don't know if you want to share the ages that you typically work with is 8 to 14. Is that correct?
Those are the ones for Chattergirls. I usually actually work from anywhere from a 3-year-old to usually a 25-year-old when I talk about children. But yeah, I work with all different ages. But Chattergirls was developed for the 8 to 14-year-old so that they could actually do something and learn those ways, learn the affirmations, learn how to journal before they go to bed at night, because they come home from school and they might have come home from school with a lot of negativity. What are they going to do with it? Some kids, I suggest they should do it right then so that they can make the most of their time at home with their family. In this new world with our kids in e-learning situation, they're home a lot, but they still at a point need to take time for themselves to journal. And a journal can look different for every child. Okay. So my 8-year-olds a lot of times can only write a word for me. They can't write what the word means a lot of things. So, but to write it in a description and stuff like that, that's a challenge. I don't know. Sometimes it's even a challenge for me. But that word has that power. So if they came home and they were angry and they spent the rest of the evening with their family still angry, they lost that quality time with their family. So I think journaling, no matter when you do it, it just has so much value, so much value. With the affirmations, it's really about the way you start your day. And when you have an affirmation to carry you through the day, we suggest the parents put it on the refrigerator or put it in their backpack. All those different things to remind them that when they go in to get that pencil and they see that card, if it's been a bad day, they can go, oh yeah, I'm special. The ways to just keep on reaffirming who they are.
I think I know, like I write Post-it notes to myself. Like in my office, I have all kinds of things that I'm looking at right now. Stay magical. You're kind of a big deal. Dream big.
Yeah.
And in the hardest of times, especially, is when we really have to remember to have that positive self-talk and affirmations. And for those of you that don't understand how affirmations work, it's not a cure. It's a tool, and it takes time. You have to get, it's something that you have to be consistent in doing, and you have to be in a silent place. You kind of have to clear all that chatter out, whether it's good or bad chatter. And you really just have to kind of get in tune with yourself and kind of block out everything else and talk to yourself. And, ones that I say to myself constantly is, I am vitality. I am worthy. I am enough. because on the other side, and why I've chosen those, is I struggle with health issues, and I struggle with feeling, am I enough? Am I worthy enough? And so those ones I've chosen for me. So you have to pick the affirmations personally for you, and they do work. It does help, because when you start hearing like the negativity coming in and that yucky self-talk that we all do, that's when you say, no, I am enough, I am worthy, I am vitality, I am love, I give love. And your mind receives that and puts it into motion. And it works too, like us teaching our sons and daughters those things. This is something that we can never have enough of,
Mm-mm.
and I see, like, with my little Sophia, she journals, she scribbles, and a lot of the things that she writes, they don't make sense to me, but it makes sense to her, and it's her way of putting her what she's feeling, like, as you said, like, versus an 8 or 9 year old to like us.
Yeah.
So the important thing is actually doing it and staying consistent to building that positive self-talk and positive affirmations. And I know this is a subject that we talk about a lot through, just in the world, but through, She Rises Studios, we always talk about seeing ourselves, in a positive manner, that women are hard on themselves. But truth be told, like you said, we're in a e-world, a virtual world, and so we are kind of our own. We don't get that personal connection. So we do spend more time with ourselves alone now. And so what happens when you're alone and your mind just starts to race? And so that's what we're talking about when we say the chatter in our minds. We want to switch it from the bad chatter to the good chatter. So I just kind of wanted to recap.
Yeah, and I want to go on that because when I work with kids and women, I always ask them to set with themselves and come up with 3 things that they really like about themselves, whether they're, good at what they do, or they feel like they're a servant of God, or whatever they are. To pick 3 things. I'm beautiful inside and out. Write them on a Post-it note or a card, and put one in the bathroom when you're putting your makeup on, one in the next to you in the bed that you see at the beginning of the day and the end of the day, and one in your office, or one in your kitchen, wherever you spend time. My husband and I have a little thing that we do, where is we pick 3 a month, and we do them for each other. So it's a way of also reminding each other that when we don't have outside people, that there's love here. And even if we had an argument, we look at the sign and go, "You're amazing," So it is that. And that's the same thing for our kids. It's a situation of nobody's really talking to them and interacting with them like they did before, but the people in their house is. And I hear from kids a lot of times, and they say, "Well, that's my mom, she's going to love me no matter what."
Mm-hmm.
But reality is not always. Sometimes you don't love them like you want, because they did this or this. But if they always have that foundation, so there are many, many ways that we can do affirmations. Everybody has to find out what's their way and what's comfortable with them. But if they don't feel real confident of doing it for themselves, I would suggest that they have their spouse help them do it, and they do it as a thing together. And it helps. And then we put them on each other's mirrors and in different places like that. And it just makes it different. It just makes it like, okay, there's another human being who believes what I believe about myself. Yes, I am. And they're clapping for us. So, and that's what we do for our kids. Um, so yeah, affirmations are a really, really important part of our life. We have a lot of negativity. Um, we have a lot of uneasiness in the world, but we are responsible for self. And when we're responsible for self, we have to nurture ourselves first. I always said, you know, I never had any time where I was completely by myself until I was 50 years old and moved to San Diego by myself, completely by
Mhm.
myself. Well, I wasn't even 50 yet. I was like 40, 45. And it was like, oh my gosh, the only person I'm responsible for is me. Wow. I spent my whole life being responsible for children, for my family, and everything, but we are responsible for ourselves no matter what. And we have tools. I have many tools and you have many tools. I think that that goes back to what our books are about. You
Yeah.
know, we're really telling people and sharing our stories of, you are responsible for you to become an unstoppable woman. You can do it. The rest of us have got there. And yeah, we have our ups and downs, but we got there.
I I definitely agree. Um, our books have really made some positive waves and impact, and we just talked about this yesterday on a different live where we're receiving feedback from women who have said, hey, I got your book, it changed my life, I'm trying this. Even within our own tribe of
Yeah.
authors,
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing the growth, we're seeing the expansion. Authors are asking, hey, who else journals, hey, who else does this, hey, like, have you tried this? Like, it's really, it's a movement. It goes back to the movement.
It does.
But the important thing is that we are sharing what we've learned and our experiences and passing it forward to other women and to our little girls, because they need this now more than ever. And I can attest to that because I have a 9-year-old little girl
Yeah.
who is a sponge. She watches everything that I do and listens to everything that I say. Like, she's doing it right now as we speak. So if she hears me constantly saying bad things or having that negative talk, what is she going to learn? So it starts, it starts there too. Today was, I was going to say, today almost didn't even happen for you and I, because I was having a hard time getting the tech side and I was getting a little like, okay. So I had to calm my own self down and say, let me call the person who I know is going to be able to help me get this set up. And had I not done that, we would be 15 minutes late and you would see frazzled Hannah. So that self-talk and that saying, hey, reach out for help, you know, calm down. You can figure this out. It's just a link. But those are just little examples. The whole the whole point of us coming to everyone live on Fridays now, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, inside the She Rises community Facebook group, is we're going to really try and change the way that we speak to ourselves. And we're going to try and change the way that our little girls speak to themselves. We're going to switch out the bad chatter for the good chatter. And Alicia is um has how many years of experience do you have in this?
About 30 years working with kids in all different ways.
So this is an incredible live to be a part of on Fridays, because you're going to receive so much information. I highly encourage you to check out her Facebook page, and just to really get to know her and follow what she's doing. She is an author in 2 of our books, and she's just an incredible woman with a lot of wisdom, love, and care to give. And she does have something pretty cool and exciting coming up. I know that. So I'm going to let her tell you what that is.
So, my ultimate goal for this year was to take Chatter Girls nationally. Chatter Girls will be 10 years old next year. Chatter Girls is a self-empowerment program that I wrote um, to empower young girls from 8 to 14. And the opportunity to bring that to Vegas and do Chatter Girl mom and daughter retreat in March. I just got goosebumps because I'm so excited. It's an opportunity for you to spend some time with your daughter, to talk, to get to know each other, and to support them, for them to learn how to journal. And if you don't journal, you learn how to journal, to be empowered while you're sitting there with your child being empowered. We hope that you'll come and experience this with us, because we want to become international. We want to share this with the world. We feel like that the uniqueness of Chatter Girls is we have a thing called Journey to the Mind, and we help the kids manage those negative thoughts, learn how to be the girl they want to be, because once they're that girl, they will be an unstoppable woman. They will be an empowered woman. And watch out, world, when we keep on helping these girls move forward.
I have proof, because that's my little Sophia over here. I always tease her because she wears the Unstoppable Woman t-shirt. It's pink, and she does not like pink. Truth be told, it's not her color. So I always tease her because she wears it. She goes, "Yeah, but it's for a pajama top." And I said, "That's okay. You're still wearing it." And she understands what becoming that unstoppable woman looks like. And I see the growth in her. You gave her the journal, the book, and the access. And it's the first thing that I've ever seen her actually complete, which speaks volumes. So I know that it works. And it also has given me things to do with her. So we will be a part of that workshop that you're doing. And I'm excited because it's a 2-day event. We're going to post the information. We'll release it Monday. And we said, I think we can host up to 30 moms and daughters, correct? For that. And there's just a lot of things in store that Alicia and her team have prepared. So if you or your daughter want to be a part of this, please message Alicia or even us. We'll send you the information, and it's going to be an incredible 2-day event just designed about the chatter in our minds. And there's just so much that goes into this. So we'll resume next Friday, 9 a.m. We'll have more things to come and talk to you about. And is there anything that you want to leave with the audience today before we go?
Just remember that you have the power within yourself, and that if you choose to hold that negative, then it's your choice. But you have a choice also to change that negative. And so think about 3 things that are inside of you that you believe about yourself, and remind yourself of those every day when you get up and every night when you go to bed. You are empowered.
That's right. And unstoppable.
And unstoppable. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much for watching us today. We will see you next Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right inside She Rises Community Facebook group. And we will keep you posted on the details for the retreat. And thank you, Alicia, for being here with me today. I always love seeing your beautiful face. And all right, have a great and fabulous happy Friday. Happy Valentine's Day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and keep, updates are always in our She Rises Community Facebook group. So if you're not a member, be a member and reach out to Alicia too. Do you want to share your social media platforms?
Yeah, we're Chatter Girls and Guided Choices on Facebook and Instagram, both of those there. And then we have guidedchoices.org, and we have chattergirls.net. And both of those can give you information. You can see pictures of other girls. You can hear the stories of how Chattergirls has impacted them. The mom's remarks, all are on our different social medias. So we've already impacted hundreds of girls, but we're going to impact thousands.
It's awesome. And maybe what we could do too is we can put it in the links.
Okay.
We'll put your links in this in the live comments. All
Okay.
right, ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Alicia, for being here. And have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye.